Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Simple 2000, Volume 101 on Bar 2, Episode 11, That's Number Wang, let's rotate the board! Except not, because I don't have any of the Number Wang materials on my computer. It's just a cute and funny little reference that I like to make all the time. Anyways, no, I'm your host TPC Gamer, and in our last episode, I totally forgot that I recorded the last episode on account of I was so tired and I couldn't even think straight. But I've woken up, I've had a cup of tea, the files are there on my desktop, so apparently I did record it, made it up to more or less this point, and let's just assume that I didn't play badly, and it was the funniest I have ever been in terms of commentary, alright? Good. So, the Room of Greed, the room that we were just now in, that room is a pain, and it tends to not load properly because of the stupid way in which the room was designed. There tend to be enemies just a little bit beyond the game's draw distance, so while you can see the entire room, you cannot see all the enemies that are in it. And this is especially problematic if you've sliced up the majority of the enemies in the room, and you've just got to find a single pair of legs wandering around not doing anything. Another sticking point in the room is that it's really awkward to hit all the required spawn points for the enemies to turn up. In this case, the run that you're seeing now, I cleared out most of the room, it still wouldn't unlock, so I had to sweep up and down the room until I found the one tile that would spawn 5 monkeys that I could very easily dispatch. But, no, whatever, we're done with that room, so we can push on and come to this. Apparently original content, even though I'm pretty sure we did this in order to come into this room. I don't know why they're playing the mini-boss theme for something that's like pretty much the entire game thus far. Ah, well. Rio, you're up. Yeah! And I guess that guy's not dead. And is he still not dead? I guess not. There we go. You can tell this is the turning point for the game's difficulty, and what the hell, dude? Shooting me the one time that I was not looking at you? That is not fair. Not fair at all. I have to bring Aya back up. Anyways, no, while we're here, I've been thinking, and I've come up with a brand new business idea. You'll like this. You know how teachers are always saying that kids don't read as much as they should? Primarily, I feel, because they don't. I've come up with a way of getting kids to read more, and we do this by introducing them to better content earlier on. Thus, adult literature for ages 2 and up. Now allow me, if I may, to dispel your skepticism by reading an excerpt from our flagship title, Pride and Prejudice. Here is Mr. Darcy. Here is Elizabeth. Here are Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth. And so it would go on. I mean, you'd have to cut out a lot of the socio-political flam, but I think that it would work. Not universally, necessarily. I mean, it's like, here is Alex and here are the Droogs. That wouldn't work. I don't think Misery would work either, but you know, I think that it's a pretty good idea. In theory. Like the... what's that? The rotary engine and communism. Good ideas in theory, but in practice not so much. You know what? It's sort of an Easter egg that I put in my video games, the children's books thing. If ever I have a library in a game, or a bookshelf or whatever, every examinable tile of books will have a video game made into a children's book. I mean, offhand I can remember... what is it now? The Brave Little Kiwi, Rick's New House, and Photographer Frank Goes to the Mall. Actually, no, I remember tons more books that I've written the titles for, but I'm not going to bore you guys. But I will offer bonus points for anyone who gets those references. And you know, I'm kind of concentrating on philosophy and literature quite a lot in this one, huh? I think I'm overcompensating for the game that I'm playing. It's like, you know when you forget the name of the person you're with, and when you find out or remember it, you say it all the time just to make sure they know that you know? I mean, I do it with twins all the time. And I'm usually really good at telling twins apart. That one's Kara, that one's Sean, you know, that one's Ben, that's Dan. It took me a while to get the difference between Alex and his sister Charlotte, but when I did, and I got it down, I was spot on all the time with those two. But no, while I usually say, oh, hey, could you... whatever, with twins, I will always say their name, just because I can. It'll be like, oh, hey, Kara, could you... whatever. And, you know, here's me saying that I'm overcompensating for the game's stupidity. I could very well be overcompensating for my own. I mean, goodness only knows what I'm going to be... how I'm going to behave when it comes to Demolition Girl, you know? And yes, I know that I've been promising Demolition Girl for over a year now. I'll do it, and I'll get to it when I get to it. Ha ha ha, Duke Nukem forever. Nah, but seriously, I'll get to it, and it will be even more base and immature than this game. Seriously, Mission 1 of Demolition Girl is stare at Rio's breasts for a bit. Thank you, demographics. Thank you, targeting system. And the demographics thing, I'm probably going to say that when I come to play Demolition Girl, but... it's okay. As I've established, I'm fairly sure nobody's watching these videos, so I can just recycle content as much as I want. I should play Demolition Girl, though. I mean, it's quite nice and advantageous playing short, simple games like this one and that one, and... well, I suppose other casual games, if you want to use words like that, because... well, I don't need to come up with masses and masses of relevant commentary. And you might be wondering why it is that I've been playing simple games like that, and truth be told, I've been really busy with work, and, you know, trying to develop a burgeoning social life, and... no, wait, I mean, I have been commanded to by the spheres! Okay, I admit it, I have been working and making money. Hands up. Except not, because I've got my hands on a controller. And I know anybody who wants to make Let's Plays has no place earning money, but come on now, I like money. It lets me buy things that I need and want. And as the saying goes, money can't buy happiness, but it's somehow more satisfying to cry in a Porsche than on a bike. My sister came to me with that saying. That's a Scottish one. Nah, but seriously, I have been working a lot over Christmas. Because it's Christmas. But now we're in the middle of February, so nobody even cares about my shop anymore, so... I'm back down to basic hours, thus giving me more time to record my words, and then my games, and then put the two of them together. And hey, what do you know? We've got another fight with the Doll Sisters. This one's a little different, however, because these birds have turned up. And they're angry, like, I don't know, some kind of furious avians. Every time you kill one of these birds, it's replaced with another two, except those two are on fire. And I don't know that being on fire changes the monsters in any way. I mean, if anything, it would make them easier to kill because they're on fire. Although it does let me go, there was a man on fire, and I killed a man with a trident. Because I will take literally any excuse to make that reference. This is pretty much the same time as the last time we fought these guys. You want to go for Tiny before the big one, just because she's a bit easier. Also, just gonna purify Rio, because I don't want her to go berserk halfway through the level. So, yeah, because this is the same, I can just tell you a story, because there's nothing new to add. Good times. So I'm working the other day, some customer comes up to my till, buys some baby stuff. I mentioned how a friend of mine is expecting, and, you know, it's just for something to say rather than serving her in silence or whatever. Anyway, we hit it off, she and I, and we're talking about, is it a boy or a girl, their names, is it an only child, will it be an only child, whatever. Anyways, at the end of the transaction, the customer says, well, best of luck with your baby, and wanders off. I'm stood there dumbfounded. I'm like, okay, thank you, ma'am, have a nice day. Next customer, please! And the next customer comes up to my till, doesn't make it any easier for me. He says, so, is this your first? I've got 2 girls. And he proceeds to tell me about how great his girls are, and how lucky I am to be having a girl, and how they're the easy ones. Expensive, but easy, and. And really, all I could do was stand there and listen while I worked, and he talked. Because, I mean, I'd already started the story. I couldn't very well say, well, actually, that customer had got it entirely wrong, and so have you. So I just had to play along. And now there's a joke going around the work now that my friend's baby is actually my baby, and that's why I'm lavishing so much attention on her. And lavishing attention I am! Which is a story I'm going to leave for another time. Also, I don't think I'm going to go up there. So, yeah, I'm going to leave that story because we're coming to a good stopping point. Not going to show you what's down there, so you're going to have to guess. Till next time, goodbye.